Hello, Elite DSP here. Today we're going to talk about the Blizzcon Legendary Workshop. When designing a legendary, there's two things to keep in mind. The legendary should either fix an existing problem, or it should create a new interesting game mechanic. So today we're going to focus on fixing an existing problem. My favorite class and build is the Jade Witch Doctor, but it inherently has some pretty major flaws. The biggest one is single target damage. Nothing proves this point better than watching high-level Rift Guardian fights. So that's what I'm showing you guys today. The gameplay for a Rift Guardian fight is rather slow and boring. You put up your dots, you use Soul Harvest, and you run away. You wait for Soul Harvest to come back, you run back in, Soul Harvest again. And this can take up to 4 or 5 minutes on a high-level Grey Rift. So I propose an idea that would increase our damage in long fights, while simultaneously reducing our damage a little bit in short burst fights. I actually got this idea from a buddy of mine. He doesn't actually play the game anymore, but we talk, and he gave me the idea, and I expanded on it a little bit. So by now, you're probably all wondering, okay, what's this idea? The legendary power would be to consolidate your dots whenever you use a certain spell. The obvious spell for this would be Soul Harvest, but it could also be Horrify or Pronado if that puts too much strength into Soul Harvest. Now you may be asking, what do I mean by consolidate? Well, whenever you Soul Harvest, it takes off about 30 seconds of the dot. So, say you put up your dots, and you now have a 5-minute haunt on the target. And then you use Soul Harvest, and now you have a haunt on the target that has 4 minutes and 30 seconds left on it. Well, now we're going to call this haunt that has 4 minutes 30 seconds on it, Haunt version 2. Because this is now Haunt version 2, you can put on a normal Haunt version 1. And what this would do is it gives you that 4 minutes 30 second haunt, and a 5-minute haunt. So basically you're doubling it. Now this may sound incredibly overpowered, but we need to put a few modifying factors on it. The first modifying factor would be that this item would be a mojo. Now the one-hand and off-hand mojo combo does about, say, 60% of the damage that a furnace would do. So now there's this choice that you have to make. Do you want to use your furnace and have that big burst damage? And for most people, this might even be stronger, because in lower level Grey Rifts, say 36 and under, with a furnace you can still just about one-shot most packs. Or do you want to do more damage, but have it ramp up, so it takes more time to get it all out? In practice, you only get about 5 to 6 Soul Harvests before you have to reapply your dots. So you'll only get about 5 or 6 times that lower 60% damage. Now on a Rift Guardian, this will be a great bonus, but on something that only normally takes like 2 Soul Harvests to kill the furnace, it's not going to be much of an advantage at all. This brings choice back to the build, and it also keeps you from needing that furnace to do those high-level Greater Rifts. There'll be other options. You can go Sunkeeper and this new mojo, or you can go Furnace, or Wrath of the Bone King. You know, you'll have options. You won't be pigeonholed into one item. There's another reason why this will be a little more balanced than you might originally think. So, in order to do these high Soul Harvests, you're going to need to put up your dots, Soul Harvest, then put up your dots again, Soul Harvest, put up your dots again, Soul Harvest. So basically, you're spending a whole lot of time putting up those dots. And from what it is now, you just put up your dots, Soul Harvest, Soul Harvest, Soul Harvest, assuming you get your resets. And because you'll have to rely on casting more, items like the Goku of Swiftness might be a little stronger, because attack speed is going to be a little bit better for the build. It's still not going to be crit hit chance or crit hit damage, but it will be better. So that's my idea for the BlizzCon Legendary Workshop. I hope I explained this to you guys well enough so that you all understand it. If you guys have any ideas to make this item better, go ahead and leave it in the comments. And if you guys have any more questions on it, leave that in the comments too. As always, please rate the video. Lets me know what you guys like and you don't like. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. It'll keep you guys up to date on everything I put out. Thanks for watching.